Hello. It's time for a little poetry, specifically the poetry of William Blake. This is a copy of Blake's Songs of Innocence and of Experience. And check out that cover based on one of his illustrations or cover art. Songs of Innocence and Experience, showing the two contrary states of the human soul. It's great poetry that I don't always understand. I don't often understand. Maybe I'll say that instead. But I wanted to share two poems, one from Innocence and one from Experience, because those are two different collections that are collected here in one volume. And the cool thing about this particular volume, and I think most reprintings actually, is that the original printing is shown here, and a transcription is shown on the opposite page. What you're seeing here is an image produced from a copper plate, which he engraved the work into, and then stamped onto a page, and then painted. So it's an amazing artistic process. This one's from the Tyger, and that's the first poem that I'd like to read tonight. It's beautiful work. You may have heard this before, or a fraction of it. Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? On what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the Lamb make thee? Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? That's the Tyger. And that's from Songs of Experience. Now we jump back to Songs of Innocence, where Blake writes a poem called The Lamb. I place emphasis in my reading on that particular line. Did he who made the Lamb make thee? Now that's a very important, very interesting line, and that's why I chose to read The Lamb. The Lamb, probably familiar with too. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life and bid thee feed by the stream and o'er the mead? Gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing woolly bright? Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice? Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee. Little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild. He became a little child. I a child, and though a lamb, we are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. So that is some beautiful poetry by William Blake, who was a great artist and a fascinating man, but makes me think. Crafts the image of a tiger, and there's something about this creature that is beautiful, but completely terrifying. Blake writes about the fearful symmetry. There's something about the tiger's face. It's perfectly symmetrical. It's so intricate, but it's so terrifying. So there's something crazy awesome going there in that imagery of a terrifyingly beautiful thing. So it's interesting to listen to someone battle with the idea that God, in his perfection, is capable of creating a creature so terrifying, and it's awesome, and it actually points to the nature of God. And you look at the lamb, and I love that. He calls himself a lamb. He calls himself after a meek, mild, woolly, warm little creature with a tender voice. He calls himself the Lamb. And in the scripture, we know that Christ is the Lamb. He's the sacrificial Lamb. He died in our place, like they used to sacrifice animals in the Old Testament. So Christ is the Lamb, sweet, innocent, right? That's from Songs of Innocence. He is the innocent Lamb, but he also created the Lamb. And not only did he create the lamb, but he created the tiger. And those creatures point to God's nature. He is an incredibly creative, powerful God, capable of creating the wonderful, delightful, innocent little lamb and the beautiful yet terrifying tiger. That's incredibly amazing imagery and an incredible way to view God. So Christians, we serve a God who created the lamb and the tiger, a God that is powerful, wonderful, and terrifying, all at the same time. Now this poetry, it'll help you see that. So that's what Blake taught me, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video too. Alright, thanks for checking it out. See ya.